It's a good question, and I appreciate the question because I think Friday, I got a voicemail and I called the lady. We talked for a while that she was also concerned about homelessness, and she, I can't say if this person was listening and watching, but anyway, she thought I was the person at this right time to try and address that issue. And we are trying to address it. We try to address it through our Department of Social Services or Human Services, as well as partnerships with primarily HELP, which is called Hampton Ecumenical and Lodging and Provisioning. What they do is they sponsor Nights Welcome. They also shelter some residents. But the challenge there is this. We have, and we've had presentations by Human Services. I think our director, Wanda Rogers, said she or members of her staff, I think it was on every Thursday, they go out and they try and identify homeless individuals and talk to them and try and get them in housing situations. There are some who qualify. I think for rapid housing, it might be another term housing, I'm going to have it right. But they qualify. There are other individuals who qualify who don't want assistance. And that's the unfortunate aspect. I don't do it anymore. I haven't done a lot since I haven't done it anymore. I haven't done it in a while. But I used to also stop and talk to individuals who I saw out there, and sometimes I call the Human Services and say, hey, there's an individual out here that I'm talking to, and da-da-da. And one time I was present when they came out and we tried to get, there were 3 gentlemen, and they were out by the 7-Eleven, and they were staying behind the, I think it was an orthodontist shop that's right there behind, it's on Berkeley, but it's kind of like behind that 7-Eleven. They were sleeping on the ground in the back, and there was one gentleman that we said, hey, look, we can get you into a situation. And he said, well, can you come back tomorrow? And he didn't want to do it. And so maybe 3 or 4 days later, I saw him in Walmart asking for help. And the scripture, there was a Jesus to Peter look, where his eyes met my eyes, and he recognized that I knew who he was. And he couldn't say anything because he had an opportunity for help, and he didn't want it. And there was another gentleman I think I tried to help who said that he didn't want to go into one of the shelters because of the rules. I think he can just go out and smoke as he wanted to. And there are women I've tried to help and other individuals. And so I know I'm not alone, but the lady who called on Friday wants to have a meeting with me, and so I'm going to try and pull together our assistant city manager who's over Human Services, as well as Ms. Rogers. And we will sit down and meet with her, but I asked her, much like you said, well, can you volunteer? Well, my question to her is, ma'am, who do you represent? And when I said, who do you represent, the point of the question was, do I sit down with every individual citizen who wants to see the city do something? And then who does she have behind her? If we were to give her a building, what can she do with it? Does she have a church? Does she have a civic organization? Does she have somebody else who will say that, yes, we will staff this place and we will provide services, whether it's a day center, whether it's helping somebody with clothing and doing resumes and interviews and those kinds of things. Is she in a position to do that? And she said, well, I can talk to people. Well, okay, I'm going to bring my folks, and I'm going to expect that she's going to bring her people. And as far as any individual who feels it in his or her heart to want to help somebody with homelessness, we don't discourage that at all. We think it's great. The challenge is, and you see it in our city, but you go to almost any city, you're going to have a sense of homelessness, and there are different reasons for it. And Colonel Van will probably disagree with me about this, and he should. And my wife's ex-military, and she disagrees in part. But I think sometimes if you are ex-military and maybe you have PTSD or you got discharged maybe less than honorably, I forgot about Golden's out there, you may disagree. But because you wore the uniform you served, and maybe you got a problem that when you're in the military, then maybe they should provide for you. But then again, that's the difference between a general discharge and a dishonorable discharge and an honorable discharge, is that you were there, you were a good citizen. And sometimes people just don't want to obey rules. And so do you help a person who doesn't want to obey the rules. And I don't want to get out and judge anybody. I try and help them, but if they don't want the help, or if they don't want to give up the bad habit that helps create the situation or contributes to the situation, what do? And so it's a difficult problem. A lot of communities are trying to deal with it. We do a great job, I think, of helping homeless veterans. I don't know if we do as great a job helping other individuals, but I would tell you we've got a conscientious human services department that tries its best to help, and we try and get our partner agencies to help. I'm not sure what the numbers are, how big the department is. I just don't know.